Hello, welcome back to today's episode. It is the 8th of January 2022, and it's another recording of the Remarkable. So I'll just be talking about what happened today and, more honestly, last night because, there are things that happen after this. So yesterday, I think we were chilling around 12 when talking to Jen, and Aileen was on the call with Gu, and so we called Jen and we talked from like 1 to 3:30, honestly. 就说了一些东西，因为他心里面想说一些东西，但是不能跟他妹妹说，因为他妹妹还是比较年轻，就是说不是就是爱的东西，你知道吗？然后他的想法，然后他因为最近不是追一个人，但是就是比较喜欢一个人，那肯定有些东西他就不想跟他妹妹说，为什么比较难说？然后有些东西就是比较麻烦，对不对？因为他妹妹还在那。So it's very cute, gave me perspective and insight, and I realized I'm very excited to move in and see how that goes. And I honestly thought Arlette would be very judgmental, but she's not, so it's good. And that's kind of it. Went to sleep around 3:30, probably fell asleep at like 4, and then woke up at like 8, because that's when her alarm went off. And can I just say, it's the most disgusting alarm I've ever heard. It is like a disgusting beep, like disgusting blaring, and she does not wake up. I think I turned it off. Oh no, maybe I turned it off, or maybe she turned it off. I don't know. I definitely had to walk up and do that. Stay in bed for a while probably, and then did I wash my hair? I don't know. Apparently I washed my hair this morning, which I don't remember at all. No, I don't think I washed it. Then I would have used shampoo and conditioner. I definitely didn't do that today. No, definitely. I'm gonna wash it tomorrow morning then. Or maybe no, I'll just leave it disgusting for tomorrow. I don't care. So that's hair. What else? Yeah, so got there, walked a very long winded way to YeEs startups, and unfortunately for me, there are 3 buildings. Google Maps only recognizes 2, and it's not the 2 that we work in. I was literally a minute away when I was at the foundry, a minute away from it. And I walked laps, I'm telling you, laps 1, 2, 3. I was so sweaty, so hot. This backpack was dying. I was dying. Eventually one person at the foundry came, and he just came, and he was like, "Are you good?" And I was like, "Yeah, no, I'm just waiting for the thing. I might just go check one more time." That's when I went to the wrong place. Oh, it was hard, it was hot. And Eds came and picked me up, and I could see him, and he was walking my way. He looked like a very normal person. And first I can tell you, I was incredibly bucketing in sweat, bucketing in sweat. He was dressed in such casual clothes, I just couldn't tell it was him. He had an umbrella, he had a laptop case. I was like, that probably is him though. I could not tell by the frame. Anyways, yeah, I was literally a minute away from the office the whole time. The whole time that I was there, I was a minute away. And for some reason, my eyes just didn't see that it was that place. Now I definitely know. I will never, ever forget where it is now after that experience. Aircon was great. Chilled with him, had banter. So there's times where I think it didn't bleed. I wore white shorts, but yeah, that too. And what else? After last night, I feel fine. I think we had some fun chats, just banter, just checking where everyone was. I picked up Fabe. And Mel eventually came on time. Nathan called him. And yeah, those are the people who came in, and I can just tell you, I'm so glad I came in person. It was so fun. So great. I honestly do think I was a bit too reactionary during the farewell thing because I made bars and stuff. Esmond finally muted us, but honestly, he should have muted earlier. And I did suggest, but I don't think he heard. It was a great farewell. Ran 17 minutes over, but it's fine. In the end, Rose, Ronaldo were the 2 people who spoke up, and I didn't think I have to because otherwise everyone else's time would be kept up. It's fantastic. Mel, honestly, she made me cry both times that she was speaking. I think first time that she was speaking about was like how Jenny during HSC really believed in her, and I think the thing that really got me crying was when she mentioned how Jack and I think it was Alasha or Sunny, Jack and Marina went to her HSC art exhibition. I just thought that was so touching. So unrelated to Jenny, but that's so touching. That's absolutely amazing. I think it really speaks. That touched my heart. And then the second time was when she was talking about family and how they were like, this doesn't further your career as a dentist. We don't understand what you're doing. You're not even being paid. They're probably just using you. And she eventually cried, but we all group hug, by the way, and no, but I cried, and Esmond could see me cry, and Nathan also saw that my tears like dripped, and he was like, "No, those can't be freaking Mel's." I was like, "Yeah, those are mine." Lol. Who else made me cry? I think Nelson. What he said really resonated in that. Do better because you can, and Jenny thrives on people doing better. That's how it works. What else did he say? I don't remember now, but he said really great stuff. It's recorded. It's not hard to go back to. Rose, first time seeing her, I freaked out when I saw her. I was so excited. Who else? The hack, I absolutely died in the farewell video when she had to say something for Nelson. That was so funny. She's so funny. Nelson was trying to make the face do not cry. I think they will feel empty, but I'm so excited for Mac to be CPO. That is so cool. I thought Esmond had just completely forgotten. Can't believe it. That's exciting as hell. Yeah. What else? I feel like that's kind of, can't remember anything else, so I'll just leave it there. It was a great farewell. It was so good. The video lagged, but hey, it's fine. Good editing. Alan. Who else was there? Who's leaving? That I don't recognize everyone though. It was fantastic. It was seriously was. It just, I was so excited to be part of it too. I just thought this is how they, leave people. This is how they farewell them. This is how they let them join. It's fantastic. It really is. I could tell that Nelson and Mel have definitely come a long ways. They've felt so much support from Jenny, and I think that's absolutely invaluable. And they helped her grow. Like, they literally will feel so empty because Jenny was such a big part of their growth as a young person, like, because of high school plus uni. It makes so much sense. So we definitely will contact them. They can definitely contact us if they ever want to. And I will always love to hear their stories, honestly. What else? Ivy and Marissa, all very cute. Ivy, I think what Esmond said about Ivy really resonated for me, that Ivy, she's very fun, she's bubbly, you know her presence, but she also knows when to be serious and to knuckle down on things and work. And that's what I strive to be. Marissa, she's very thoughtful. She, thoughtful in the sense like she thinks a lot, but she is quite forward and blunt with her feedback. And that, I think, Esmond, I was surprised to know that he does prefer a bit more of a nuanced approach, but that's okay because he knows how to take that feedback on. Even if it's tough, it's fine. Like, he can do it. And I think that's how I agree. I agree with him. I prefer that feedback, but I believe I can take on some pretty hard feedback as well. That being said, I do appreciate that Esmond really did make the effort to give feedback today. And that we had that conversation. I really appreciated that. And it was in person. That's even better. Okay, so after the farewell party was done, we just all had Fabe, as Mel, Nathan, and I all got lunch. I got Toasty Smith, like the chicken birdie one. It was so good. I think the coleslaw, the miso, the yuzu, that was really delicious with the chicken and cheese. That was so yum. I think Nathan, everyone else got fishbowl except no. Esmond was going to get fishbowl, but he couldn't decide. Trust, he's so indecisive. And so he got a Vietnamese pork roll. Really looked delicious. He ate so quickly. He likes to eat quickly though, but the problem is when he eats quickly, then before it goes down, he'll want to go get something else. But that's how you bulk, I guess. Very interesting. We talked about so many cool conversations like military, YouTube content, especially for Vabe, because I think that's something he's interested in. I don't know him that well. He's 21, only 21 yesterday. Can't believe everyone forgot his birthday, 7th of January. Selflessness is what Esmond said when I and Vabe were both like agreeing that we would love to celebrate other people's birthdays, but not our own. Mel, she recommended the Strawberry Kisses Bubble-Nini. It was really good, actually. I was like, this is dangerous. Nathan, he had to go early. I hugged him, told him bye. See you next time. And I didn't banter too much at all. It was not that bad. I think I was definitely very reactionary during farewell, but oh well, we'll have to see the feedback. I mean, who knows? Not to mention, I am a new team member, but I still did cry because I just felt it so touching. After that, we were gonna go look for donuts and stuff, but Babe eventually left after chatting for a bit to his friend, and then it was just me and Ez, and we just chatted about stuff. I think the big 3 questions were, what do you want to get out of Jenny? And second question was, what are your fears, or what are your apprehensions, or like anything you want to tell me about this? So anything like that. And the last question was something like, how can I serve you, or something like that. I don't even know. Probably that's, how can I serve you? How can I help you achieve your goals, or whatever it is? And I think first question I answered, I was like, what I want, community, why Jenny? Because I believe truly you can't replicate the experience of like where people actually want each other to improve and whatnot, and being honest with each other and knowing that you're all growing together and being able to make mistakes. I think that's what I want out Jenny. I want everything I want. I know it will happen. Like, it's to be challenged in the right ways. It's to be supported and provide support. I just think it's a fantastic community, and I'm really so lucky to just even be part of this. What else do I want from it? To be able to apply the lessons I've learned. Oh, I think you mentioned like, what does leadership look like to you, and how do you want to be able to get something about leadership? And so, what else did we say? I think we did talk about some other stuff, but I don't remember now. In terms of fears, I was just like, just not feeling my potential, not committing to myself. I do want to be more disciplined. I said I do want to. I don't know. I feel like that discipline will come just because people lead by example, and if I'm surrounded by great people, then I think there's no excuse for me to not, hold myself to that same standard and apply that. Being honest, honestly. Something I ask of him is to just provide honest feedback. I think that he is the guy who's, good at giving feedback. I just want him to be honest, and help me grow in that sense. I think just another thing is just, I want him to, lead the way he does. And just by being a good person, sticking true to himself, then he will inherit, like, inadvertently and indirectly, just make it better for me, because then I have someone to look up to, some example to lean from, and just keep on doing what he's doing. Like in the meetings and stuff, I learn lessons from him, even though he doesn't intend it that way. Like in the other lesson, other Zoom meeting, I learned that he not delegates, but like he gives options for people, especially new roles, to kind of consider leadership. Like, what would you do in this scenario? What do you think of this? When I offered the DYP kind of suggestion thing, he let Nathan and Renato go speak their minds before he said his, and it's really good that way, because then you're not feeding anyone anything. He did that again today with me and Sakshi after the call or after the meeting that we had. What would I do in this situation where Sakshi thought the card was better and I thought the Google Doc was better? And I said, honestly, I feel like I just ask other people. But he was right. Like, the person you should be asking is Sakshi, because she's like she's going to back you up. You're going to back her up. Not in a loyalty sense, but like just knowing that you can trust someone, and that I trust Sakshi in that. It's not that I don't believe what she's right, but I also believe my intuition's right. And so I think we come to a compromise together. Esmond negotiated and navigated it really well, but without him, it would have not gone that well, I don't think, knowing myself. And didn't seem like I was going to shove or push, like compromise in that sense. So I think, marrying that together was really good, but also the approach of like, I hear you, Sakshi, I think it's really, but I don't want to say the exact same stuff like Esmond says, else that's kind of gross. I'd be like, definitely, Sakshi, I get exactly what you're saying. I agree. I think the card is really aesthetic. It's very easy to understand. It's very appealing. It gives the appeal of Jenny. That being said, I do think the Google document is better, because I personally know that when I was looking for the role, I wanted to understand exactly what I was doing, get into the nitty gritty. Just depends, I think, to know exactly what's expected of you, to know that you can fulfill that. I think the other apprehensions I had was just like basic technology things. Like, I'm going to have to pick that up. You might be surprised at how bad I am, how illiterate I am. That being said, they understand in that, when they came, they're totally illiterate. So I feel like I'll be given some leeway in that sense. In Slack, I learned today that if you want an emoji, you just do semicolon. No, you do colon, and then you write like heart, you write blush, and then that's what comes up. So cute. He edits his Slack messages. You don't have to do, like, you can edit Slack messages, which I didn't really know before. What else? I think the trusting part, and that just actually should be the person that I go to, and that we should build that relationship. That was a big key takeaway for me. Really big key takeaway. Nelson's do better. Definitely was a big takeaway. Ivy was like, just really focus on people. Heartbeat of Jenny for sure. And I think Sakshi's coolness and calmness, I definitely aspire and want to feed off it as well. And I hope she feeds off my energy. And we don't have too much frictional tension in that sense. Like, we'll navigate through it. I definitely know that we will. We've got a few things to do. He just walked me through. It was good that when Marissa and Ivy were doing the notion stuff, not only was Esmond navigating through, he was trying to teach me through it. So he knew what he needed to teach because he's done the process before, but he didn't know what Marissa and Ivy had put up. So of course it was a bit muddled, and I was like, whoa. But then when he taught Sakshi, it was really easy. I was like, wow, it took me 2 goes, whereas Sakshi took her 1 go. And Esmond did point out correctly that yes, it was his first time navigating it. Second, he's better explaining the second time around, and that he actually knew what he was doing eventually. So that's good. I took good notes. I've got to immortalize them and send them off. After that, just said bye. It was fantastic. Esmond, I scared him. That was really funny. He expected it. 有一次我就因为我来了月经，我就是说谎，我就说 oh I left my hairbrush in the bathroom, because I just got a bathroom. I was like, oh well, what excuse do I have? So that's what I used. I don't think he noticed, but I did very just like not discreetly just take out and it's very brightly colored, so you could have seen it, but honestly, who cares? Like, as long as it's fine. I just didn't want to say to him but eventually we'll get to a point where it's fine. Oh, something else he mentioned was when you're in leadership positions, you can't tell your team or your officers everything. In that, I don't know what he meant by that. I have to clarify. I forgot now. But yeah, you can't tell them everything because there's some things you've got to keep amongst yourself, like me and Sakshi and to him. I forgot though. Far out. Why'd I forget? I'll have to figure it out later. Me and Sakshi. Can't tell our team. Why can't we tell our team? Because they're not ready? Because we're not ready? I'm not sure. Definitely keen for Mr. and Ivy to help us out. Road trip, recruitment drive. I think we can do it. It's just logistics, and then, we'll ease into it. Leadership training and whatnot. We've got to, just training of staff in general. We've got to facilitate that. This being said, this is probably the largest team we've ever had in Jenny, so we're going to have to really lead. Sakshi and I. She's also going to be busy. We're going to have to navigate that and honestly communicate to each other how things are going. I think Esmond, I spent a lot of time as CEO on Jenny, in that, by the way, this counts, if you're listening, this will count as a DYP mentor session for me. He and I definitely debriefed for a whole, I also had a Google Doc of questions for him. I asked 3 of them because Google Doc will say for another time, but he's fantastic, and I think that counts as a DYP mentor. I didn't take photos though, but I did take a video, so I can just send that as proof for DYP. That's one done. And what was I saying? I forgot now. There was another important message he left me. I think it's just I don't know. I think he expects me to give honest feedback as well, and I think I'm finally in a place where I feel comfortable doing it. Before I was just skimming through the document, didn't really want to critique his CEO letter because I was like, oh, what place do I have to do that? But now I know I do have a place. I'll do it. I definitely will. I'll be brazen. And I'll be tender-hearted, but also tough on standards. That's for myself as well. I'm compassionate to myself, but I will be tough on myself as well. What else? After that, just left. I think it was really fun. Really appreciated it. Debrief. And he gave good feedback. And the fact that he gave good feedback after the first one, I really respect it. And he knows that I will not, take it badly because I value it. I really do value it. Any opportunity for growth doesn't have to mean you doing an opportunity. Doesn't have to mean you doing something. It just means you have to listen and think about what you've done. And if you can't think about it, other people can give you reflections. And I really admire that he answered the Google Doc questions really concisely, I have to say. That's really fantastic. He's great. great experience. He was surprised in the morning when I told him I listened to the episode. I read his freaking 2019 interview thing. That was so good. And he would change some aspects of it, and I'm curious to know why. What else? Then that's only part of the day. Then I met up with Clarence and he walked to YeEs startups. I saw him. It was pretty funny. He actually has a lot of grey hairs, I feel. But it looks fine. Like he's still okay, to be completely frank, he still looks incredibly handsome. Like the grey hairs don't detract at all. If anything, he should dye it completely grey. That would be such a look. But yeah, I think it's just stress young. I didn't know this, but t-shirt, I don't know how to say it, but line. He's had an interesting childhood in that. I don't think I have to tell future Lily this because she remembers and it is, personal. But he had a very interesting childhood in high school. Not uncommon, but the fact that he's come so far from it really says a lot about him. You know, IFA or no, Air Force or like engineering, civil school, and really aerospace. That resilience, that dedication, that habit. But he does say he finally answered the question that I asked him, like, what are your worst qualities and stuff and worst habits? He didn't want to answer for the longest time, and then he said in German, like, not in German. He like asked me to think more on it, and I was like, I don't know. And he was like, yeah, no, I think he thinks that he's very materialistic, that he's confrontation averse, so he doesn't like confronting things and people, especially, and that he's selfish. That's what he said about himself, and I just said, you know yourself best. I only met you really deeply today, I think, and also from last time. I don't think you're horribly any of these things that bad. Confrontation averse, I see it. He's so nice and gentle. He really is tender-hearted and very gentle in his approach. That being said, I feel like it stems a lot from his childhood, probably, the way he conducts himself. We talked about some deep stuff, but nothing that evoked any tears. Talked about 就是说父母关系, and I think he must have been surprised. Didn't really ask him, didn't get to ask too many questions though, because we were talking about the stuff. That moment when we were on the line on the grass, I had my jacket and I had my bag underneath my jacket, so it was a bit of a pillow. He was feeling comfortable, so he just snuggled way over, and that just made me laugh because we were like, I was in deep conversation about 父母关系, and he just snuggled over, and I just found it so funny. It was just like hilariously way too close, but no, like it's fine. It just made me laugh. That went back to it. It's very fine, normal. Yeah, I was surprised. He's very like, 就是很会用他的手，就是 when guiding people, he'll use it like of course, touch is like your first sensation. Usually I use sight though, like I use hand to guide. But he'll just use hand. I feel like, I'm fine with it. It's very platonic. It's very fine. So yeah, talked about a bit of Aaron and Victoria. Didn't seem to react much to Victoria, so it's fine. An interesting thing, he's had 3 relationships, but he doesn't really dwell on them. He just says like they're past, so he doesn't really think too much. I was like, that's very funny to me. He has a dream. Doesn't want his job to be his main source of income. It's mostly like investment and whatnot. And then his dream is to own a bunch of bars around the world, tax deductible like business trips to his bars. Wants to travel, doesn't want to settle. That's kind of why he broke up with someone, because he wouldn't compromise. He was like, she wanted to settle, he didn't want to, so that's why. And it's interesting, he says he just doesn't want to compromise. He didn't like give too many examples except for that, but I was like, okay, interesting. 其实我也就是觉得今天晚上他花的钱就是那披萨还有饮料. He bought apple juice, fresh squeezed apple juice for me because I wasn't gonna drink. 15块钱加5块钱20 48块钱 and I spent 1块钱. Wow, that's really imbalanced. He's a cool guy though. Spoke a bit of German, not in person, but on text. His last name Are is very interesting to pronounce. Didn't think of a nickname for him after all. I was tired. He could tell I was tired, but like it was very nice. I just didn't want to leave. Came back to like 9:40ish. Really didn't want to leave. honestly wanted to sleep over but couldn't. I knew I couldn't. It would just be rude and so weird and misconstrued, so I didn't dare. I would have loved to though. That would have been so fun. I really want to do it. Oh, bro, next time. Whoa, what is this? I feel like a whole line separation of muscle. Anyways, any other key takeaways? Just so much to do for next week. Journey and work and then Zoom calls and fun and maybe work experience, mentor session. I think mentor sessions technically Sukenda's one, Annalise, Esmond. Is there anyone else I'll be meeting? I feel like teen kind of counts. But I swear there's something else. I mean, Clarence, I could count him. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, that's kind of it for me. It's been a fantastic day, and you can tell I'm tired. Just because my voice is dead doesn't mean that I'm dead. Well, I am tired, but I just don't want to strain it too much. I definitely have talked a lot today, way too much. Okay, I shall leave you to it. I hope you had a fantastic day. And yeah, see ya. Bye bye.